Happy morning, children. I hope you are all fine and safe. Now we are going to a revision. Yes sir, now we are seeing our revision. So in the previous session we had seen the part 1, part 2 of heat lesson revision. Now we are going to see the part 3 and part 4. So what is the lesson which we are seeing now? Heat. So we are going to revise the remaining topics of this lesson. So follow the work regularly. Try to be thorough with all the content. Okay. Just have a clear idea of all the content, that is enough. And then these are all the content. So in the last class we had seen up to the types of thermometer. Yes. How to read the readings in clinical and laboratory thermometer. What are all the precautions? Up to that we had stopped. Now in this class we will be revising about the transfer of heat, land breeze, sea breeze, and the kinds of clothes which we wear in summer and winter. So what is the work I am going to give you is, you are going to make a mind map of this lesson. I have said you this already, yes or no? You are going to make a mind map of this lesson, which will be helpful for you in the preparation of exam. Okay. And then what we are going to see, transfer of heat. What is heat transfer? Yes, you are going to tell me the answer. You know this, right? Yes, tell me. Very good. So heat transfer is nothing but the transfer of heat from a cold body to a hot body, or cold object to a hot object is called as transfer of heat. Heat travels from a cooler substance to a hotter substance. Look at here. This red one denotes the hot body and the blue is the cold body. So the heat always moves from the hot body to the cold body. Whereas it is same as in the case of air. So the air moves from a high pressure area to a low pressure area, where the air is too much, where there is no air. So the air from that higher area moves towards the where there is no air. So the same here, the heat moves from a hot body to a cold body. Okay. What are all the types of heat transfer? Please tell me. How many types are there? Very good. There are 3 types of heat transfer. What are all they? What is the first one? What is the first one, children? Very good. Conduction. What is the second one? Yes. Convection. And then what is the last one? Very good. Radiation. So the 3 methods of heat transfer are conduction, convection, and then radiation. Okay. So now we will be discussing this one by one. Heat flow by direct contact is called conduction. What do you mean by direct contact? Touching with the touch. With direct touch or direct contact. So consider one body is hot, one body is cold. So if these two objects touches each other, what happens? The heat flows from the hot object to the cold object. So this method of heat transfer is called conduction. Look at here. When a pan is hot. When a pan is hot, if we are touching it, what happens? Due to that heat, we take our hand immediately from that place. Yes or no? So our hands are cooler than that object. So when we touch that, the heat travels from the cold hot object to the hands, which is a cooler one. So this method of direct contact is called as conduction. And then second one. What is the second one? Convection. What is it? Convection. What do you mean by convection? Yes. So convection. This method of heat transfer takes place in fluids. What is it? Fluids. Yeah. The liquid and gases are together called as fluids. What is it? The liquid and gases are together called as fluids. But conduction takes place in solids. Conduction takes place in solids and convection takes place in liquids and gases. Look at here. I already explained you, right, this convection process. What is this convection? When a pot of water is heated, when a beaker of water is heated, so the water which is there in the bottom gets heated first. It gets heated. So what happens? The density of that molecule reduces. If it is hot, its density reduces. If it is cool, its density is higher. Due to the density difference, the warm water moves upward and the cold water, due to its higher density, comes down. So here the fluids move, that is the water, that is the particles which is there in the water moves from place to place. So now the convection process takes place due to the density difference. I hope you all clear with convection, because in the last class itself we have seen up to NF. Now we will go to the next one. And then radiation. What is it? Radiation. What is, I said you right, what is the good example of radiation? Yes, the light rays from the sun reaching the earth. The light rays from the sun reaching the earth, and then some other examples also I said you right. So if something is heating there, if we pass through that place, if we come over that place, we are able to feel the hotness. Why? Because the hotter molecules are radiated. So this is radiation. This takes place in empty place, that is where there is no air. This radiation process can takes place. Okay. What is this heat transfer? Look at here. Conduction, convection and radiation. Now we are going to see these three together. What is the conduction first? Direct contact. If you are touching it directly. Look at here. This is also conduction only. So this is cool, this is hot. So when these both are in contact, the heat transfers from here to here. What is this? Conduction. And inside this what takes place? Convection. Due to the density difference, so the cooler molecules comes down and the hotter molecules goes up. Again, which is there in the bottom gets heated and it goes down, which is there in the top comes down. This method is called as convection. And then radiation, the heat which is evaporated from that place is called as radiation. So these are all the three types of heat transfer. And then look at here, difference between conduction, convection and then radiation. Here solid is the medium. I said you right, fluids. Convection takes place in fluids, that is either solid or liquid. Here no medium is required. Okay. It also takes place in gases also. And how heat is transferred? The particles are fixed. The heat only flows from one particle to the other particle. But here the particles itself move from one place to the other place. Here the heat is transferred in the form of waves. What is it? Electromagnetic waves. I said you right about electromagnetic waves. Yes or no, children? Electromagnetic waves are nothing but it has both electric field and magnetic field. And then, can this conduction and convection takes place in vacuum? No. Conduction takes place in solid only. Convection takes place in liquid and gases. So it does not take place in vacuum. Vacuum means nothing but where there is no air. And then radiation takes place in vacuum. And conduction is the slowest process, and then whereas convection and radiation are a fast process. Up to this I hope you are clear, children. Shall we go to the next topic? Yes. So what is the next one? Conductors and insulators. So the materials are divided into two types based on the heat content. They are conductors and then insulators. So look at here. The materials which allow heat to pass through them are called as conductors. They allow heat to pass through their body are called as conductors. Look at here, scissor. If you are heating the one end of the scissor, other end also gets heated. Yes or no? And then paper clip, metal wire. Yes, if you are heating on the one side, others also. So which is the wire which is used for transferring current, children? Yes, copper wire. Copper wire are good conductors of electricity. And then what is the next one? Insulators. So the materials which do not allow heat to pass through them are called as insulators. What is it? The materials which do not allow heat to pass through them are called as insulators. So look at here, rubber. So notebook, paper, glass cup, cotton ball, they do not allow heat to pass through them. I am not telling about the firing, okay. I am telling only about the passing of heat through them, okay. Heat they do not allow pass through these materials. And then next we are going to see about the sea breeze and then land breeze. We have already seen this, right? Now I am going to give you only a short recap. Okay. So what are the points which are to be kept in mind here? When does sea breeze takes place? Yes. Sea breeze takes place during daytime. What is the first point? Sea breeze takes place during daytime. Sea breeze takes place during daytime. That is the first point. Okay. During daytime what happens? The land gets heated faster. The land gets heated faster than the sea. Okay, what is the second point? The land gets heated faster than the sea. Okay, so what happens? The air which is above the land area also gets heated. Okay, so what happens, as I said you, in convection? Yes or no? So what happens, as I said you, in convection? This warmer air moves towards the seaside, and here the seaside the air will also be cool. So this cooler air has higher density and warmer air has lower density. Due to this density difference, the cool air from the sea moves towards the land and the hot air from the land moves towards the sea. This is called as sea breeze. Whether you are clear, children? Sea breeze takes place during daytime. During daytime, land gets heated up faster than the sea. Land gets heated up faster than the sea. So what happens here? The air also gets hotter. Here, due to this cool temperature, this air will be cool. So what happens about the hot air? So its density reduces, but in cooler air the density is higher. Due to this density difference, this hot air moves towards the sea and this cool air moves towards the land. This movement is called as sea breeze. Shall we go to the next one, children? Yes. What is the next one? Land breeze. What is the next one? Land breeze. So land breeze takes place during night time. Keep this point in mind. Sea breeze, daytime. Land breeze, night time. Okay. During night time, land gets cooler faster than the sea. Land gets cooler faster than the sea. This is the second point. Land gets cooler faster than the sea. So land is cool, sea is hot. Land is cool, sea is hot. So what about the air which is there? Yes, the sea air is hot and the land air is cool. So next point, what about the density? What about the density, children? Yes. So the density of sea air is not the sea. The density of the air which is near the sea is low. And the density of air which is on the land is high. Okay. Here the density of air in the sea is low. And the density of air in the sea is high. the density of air in the